guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Demetria if you are new here, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today's video, as promised, is going to be the second episode of my cancer story. If you guys have not seen the first episode, I will have it linked up in the cards here. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I made another video because I said that I would. So I'm sitting down. I just did my makeup. Well, I filmed another video before this video, so I have like a full face of makeup on. So I'm sitting down to start this episode of my cancer journey. So if you guys are interested, just keep watching. So, gosh, I can't remember where I left off at, but I would like to say to those who commented on my last video, thank you so much for the words of encouragement. It just made me feel that much more better about doing the video. I was having a little bit of anxiety after I had uploaded the video because I wasn't sure how it would be received. I knew what I wanted it to do, and I think I'm accomplishing that. And it is to obviously try to educate people on the type of disease that I have, and also to help people. I'm hoping that there is someone watching, and that there is someone who's struggling as of right now with a disease, not particularly my type of cancer, but just in general. And you know, I just want them to be encouraged and know that even in the midst of the storm, you can find happiness and joy, and that's the entire purpose of this series here on my channel. So with that being said, where I left off at was pretty much up until we started treatment, which was in February. And if you are new here, I was diagnosed back in January with a disease called multiple myeloma. It is a form of cancer. I will have information linked in the description box below, and also again the first video will be linked in the card so you can catch up there. But so yeah, so we left off with me, you know, starting my treatment and things of that nature. So I kind of want to bring you guys from that to, you know, speed you up a little bit more, because again, we're in August and this all started in January. So we started chemotherapy in February 16th to be exact. And I have been on schedule, or I should say I've been getting treatments on a weekly basis since February 16th, with the exception of about 2-3 weeks, but we'll get into that next episode. But so treatment was a little harsh to begin with because it's a lot of medication involved. With this particular cancer, I have to go in and get injections twice a week. I spoke about that in the last video, but then I also have to take medication at home, which is part of the regimen that I am on, and some of the tabs that I take is a form of chemotherapy, so I'm getting it on both ends, if you will. So February, March, I still was very lethargic, still very out of it, extremely weak. It took quite some time for me to even get my strength back to be able to just function normal. I'm not talking about cleaning up, cooking. I'm not even talking about eating, because in that time span too, my appetite was so scarce that it was almost non-existent. I just could not eat, and the only thing I would eat is ice. I did have a I can't even explain the cravings that I was having for ice. I would have my boyfriend or people go to the Jamba Juice because they had crushed ice, and that was the only type of ice that I can eat. I also was craving pepperoncinis, and I would literally eat those things out of the jar. We would get the big fat jar, and I promise you I will go through one in a day. That's how bad my salt and ice craving was, and of course that had a lot to do with the anemia. So that would be the only thing that I would eat. I'm sorry if you guys hear noise. I'm sitting in my desk chair right now, and I'm having a Gatorade because your girl was a little out of it this weekend. So yeah, so that was really harsh on my body because obviously I'm not eating anything with substance. I tried to drink Ensures, and you know, everything just tasted extremely horrible to me. Nothing had a vibe. I wasn't feeling anything. I mean, I will literally eat nibbles of food. that's how bad my appetite had become. So that was February, March. I would say about April is when things started to turn around for me, where I would eat still very little. I wouldn't even eat a kid's portion of anything. It still was very little, but I was able to stomach food a little bit more. And then as my cravings for the ice and pepperoncinis decreased, my appetite started to pick up. But also keep in mind that when this is happening, the anemia is changing. I'm becoming less and less anemic. My blood level is rising like it's supposed to be. So that was very crazy for me to think that all of that was because of my blood level. April, May is when I got to the point where I was able to kind of just walk and do a little bit more. Now, in the first episode, I explained to you guys how the anemia caused heart damage. And that is what drove me to go to the emergency room, is because I was having pains, chest pains. Well, in the midst of all of this, I'm also seeing a cardiologist who also have me on medication to lower my blood pressure so that my heart can be a little less pressed to pump blood. Because remember, the heart is overworked. That's why I have heart damage. And then with them trying to correct the anemia at the same time, the cardiologist felt it would be best to bring my blood level down, therefore slowing my heart down so my heart can just kind of rest, repair itself. But what happened in about, I want to say May, was that my cardiologist, we did an echocardiogram, and she thought that at the time I was a good candidate for what they call cardiac rehab. Now, mind you, I'm still going to the doctor twice a week to get my injections. I'm going to now cardiac rehab 3 times a week to work out in a controlled environment where I'm hooked up to a monitor. I'm on a treadmill for 30 minutes. I'm lifting weights, but I'm in the I'm in the doctor's office doing this, so I'm being watched by doctors as I'm on the machines, just so that they can monitor my heart rate and things of that nature. So your girl was, man, putting in work for probably 2.5 months, 3 months. My last cardiac rehab class was June 4th, I believe it was. So I've only been out of that for about a month, and now I'm working out on my own. I go to Planet Fitness, and I have a gym here in my building. So yeah, so that was very it was intense. It was a lot on me because I'm usually very athletic, energetic. Even like now, I'm sorry if my energy seems low. It's just that Friday I was so sick. My stomach was not okay, and I kept going back and forth to the bathroom. That on Saturday I was extremely lethargic, did nothing, laid around the entire day. And yesterday, with the exception of going to Costco, I laid around. So that's why I'm drinking Gatorade, just trying to stay hydrated and things of that nature. But I do feel better, and it kind of comes with the territory, I suppose, with what I'm dealing with. But I enjoyed cardiac rehab. It was a little hard for me because on chemo days it would kind of take me out of commission a little bit, even though it wasn't the harsh chemo, the one, obviously I have my hair still and things of that nature, but the combination of medications that I would have to take the day of my treatments kind of took me out of commission just a little bit. So even on the day that I would take treatment, I would have to take Benadryl because some people are known to have allergic reactions to the injections. So what they found to be true, if you will, would be to make sure that the patient take Benadryl prior to treatment. That way it's already in the system, just in case it does bring on some sort of reaction. It'll kind of counter the reaction. So I was groggy from just the Benadryl, but then, I have the side effects of now my injection. So that was very hard to adapt. This whole thing has been hard to adapt because the home care maintenance is rigorous. I have so many medications that I have to take. Some I take on specific days, some I take twice a day, some I take once a week, some I take for 14 days, I'm off for 7 days. It's just a lot. And I know I'm probably it's a lot of information. It is for me. I was very overwhelmed, extraordinarily overwhelmed with all of this. And the many doctor's appointments, the many doctors that were probing me and things of that nature. So it was a lot. But I managed to push through and get through it. I want to say probably about May or June is when I started to feel like myself. Now, during this whole time, I had lost a lot of weight. Right now I'm 197 pounds. I had got down to 174 pounds. I'm 5'8", so I'm pretty tall. And I carry my weight well. My weight is proportioned. But what happened is that, hold on, let me make sure you guys are zoomed out because you look a little close. So what happened is that my platelets, which is one of the things that they check to make sure it's at a certain number in order to give me my treatment, it kept dropping. So in order to prevent that from dropping, because if my platelets continued to drop, then I wasn't able to get treatment, they had to put me on a steroid. Now, mind you, part of my everyday maintenance is a steroid to keep me from getting like shingles and infections, because obviously this cancer is attacking my immune system. That's why my levels have dropped so low. And what happens is I can't have an infection. I can't get sick, period. I can't take over-the-counter medications. I can't even take vitamins or supplements right now. So all of my nutrients come from my food. So what happened is that they were really concerned about that, and they put me on a steroid called prednisone, in addition to my everyday steroid. That crap put on the weight from 174 to 198. You do the math. So this is me at 198, and I was 174 pounds, and I loved where I was. So I am struggling to get that weight off, because we had discussed me being even smaller than 174 going into the second phase, which is my stem cell transplant. We'll discuss that in episode 3. Because I will then have more information on it, and I don't want to give you guys not enough information at this point. So I'm struggling with the weight loss, because obviously this is a yucky medicine, and it's the devil. It's the worst. And they have me seeing a nutritionist, and the nutritionist is like, it's going to take time. I'm on a reduced calorie intake, and I'm still struggling to lose weight. And it's so hard, and it's so bad, because I'm not supposed to be the size that I am now. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that in second phase, there is certain expectations and things that could happen. And in order to make sure those things don't happen, I'm supposed to be at a certain weight. But again, we'll discuss that in the next video. So that's where I'm at now. My last class for cardiac rehab was June 4th, but I do still work out. I don't work out like I'm supposed to. My nutritionist wants me to work out 5 days a week. That's 1 hour of cardio 5 days a week, and then 3 days a week I'm supposed to do weight training, and I haven't been that diligent at doing it because I'm trying to film, and I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to figure out other business and things of that nature, that goals that I've been wanting to work on. And I have to admit, I haven't been responsible with that aspect of this whole thing, and that's like getting in the gym. I do work out, but I don't work out enough. And I'm sure that if I were to get in there and go as hard as they're expecting me to, it will change for me. But I have to admit right now that that's not the case. And if you are in the same position, it's okay. You have to give yourself grace, because this is not easy. It's not. I don't care what I look like now. I don't care that I'm not laid out on the floor crying. Let me tell you something about me. Let me get some of this first. This is real. This is a battle. And it's not a battle because I'm just always sick and I'm laid up and I'm hospitalized. It's a mind over matter battle. I wake up every day with the intentions on being positive, happy, smile, laugh, joyous, and the best version of myself through this. And some things slipped through the crack. And if I have to say that the only thing so far that slipped through the crack was working out, then baby, I'm doing really good, because I know myself, and I know that there are people who have been diagnosed and who is dealing with cancer and are struggling mentally. And I can truthfully say that that's not me. And it goes back to me saying in the first episode, it has a lot to do with my kids, my relationship, my family, my friends, my village, and then first and foremost, my belief. I pray, and 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 I keep praying, and I'm not going to stop praying. And if you watching this and you a prayer warrior, I need you to be on my team. Let's go, because prayer works. I will say that. So with that being said, that's where we're at with working out and things of that nature. I eat pretty well. I've changed over a lot. I'm drinking a Gatorade because this is one of the things that the doctor said I should be drinking when I have stomach issues. We know what stomach issues are. I don't have to really go into details, right? And obviously I have to drink like a lot of water. The nutritionist said there's certain fruits that I can't eat because they have a lot of sugar. Mango is one, pineapple is two, and those happen to be my favorite. So that is really hard. But for the most part, I try to, you know, eat really clean, organic, natural food. And again, remember, I can't take supplements. So I have to eat like that because that is the only way I'm getting any sort of supplements, nutrients, good things for my body. So, you know, a lot of people, I talked about this in the first episode where I spoke of like a lot of my friends and people around me who were like, you gotta start, you know, that know about my YouTube channel, was like, you gotta tell your story. You can help people. I was frightened, extraordinarily frightened. And as of right now, I sit here with such confidence about doing this. I have none of the fear that I did the first episode. I'm so much more comfortable in my skin doing so. I even think information is coming to me much more easily because now I'm calmer. I'm not trying to hold on to it. I'm just letting go and letting flow, you know, that old saying. So yeah, it's been really rough, especially with the weight gain, because now I'm on an uphill battle and I need to drop this weight before second phase. I did talk to the oncologist who will be overseeing the second phase, and he's not particularly happy about the weight gain, but he understands it. Therefore, he's not mad either. He just have to, you know, of course, encourage me to continue to put forth the effort to get some of it back off, if not all of it back off. And then if not, you know, we'll deal with it when the time comes if we have to. You'll understand more why it's important for me to be on the smaller side, because I might have to take a steroid again. And if that's the case, he doesn't want me to already be overweight versus, you know, me being underweight. So when they give me the steroid, I will be at my proper weight. And you know, because obviously if you're overweight and then you gain more weight, you can have gestational issues, diabetes, high blood pressure, and things of that nature. And we don't want that. We already dealing with enough. Don't nobody got time for the diabetes or high blood pressure. No, baby, where they do that at? Not here. So, yeah, that's where we are at with things. I am not stopping. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep working to grow this channel. And I'm going to keep loving, smiling, living, laughing, working, grinding, everything that life has to offer. I'm just going to embrace it and take it on. You know, and I will encourage you, if you are someone who's dealing with cancer, to do the same. And if you are someone who is close to someone dealing with cancer, encourage them as much as you can. You know, it might be easier said than done, but I promise you, if you put forth the effort and if you do it with intent, it will come to you easy. I also do a lot of self-care practices. You know, I'm that girl who's getting facials, and I am that girl who's buying makeup. My makeup is good, y'all. Good. I'm that girl who gets massages. I'm that girl who's going to be traveling, who travels and shops and things of that nature. And I don't think that cancer should rob you of anything. And the moment that you allow it is when it wins. So keep that in mind if you are a person dealing with it. And if you know someone who is dealing with it, encourage them, share my video with them, because I want them to know that there's life in all of this. And yeah, you just have to power up, suit up. You know, we as women, we're strong. We have the weight of our world on our shoulders, and we can do anything. And I could believe you could still be human. You could still be as grand as you was before diagnosis, through treatment, and therefore after. And if I can leave you guys with just that, you know, the battle is not yours. You know, whatever your beliefs is, go to that, go to the source. Mine is God. And me and him rock thick as thieves. He don't play about Demetria. He don't play about Demetria. And I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm fighting with you, and I have my days, good and bad, but nothing will stop me from living. Every day that I wake up and I'm given an opportunity to be, I'm gonna be whatever it is. So with that being said, I love you guys. I love all of my followers, all of my friends who commented on the videos, all of the other YouTubers who have just made me so much more comfortable with being vulnerable. I thank you guys so, so much. And I will catch you guys in episode 3. After, I don't foresee this being more than 4 episodes because it will catch you up and then you guys will see vlogs, but we're going to keep Wellness Wednesday going. Next Wednesday is not going to be the cancer story. It's going to be something else because I want to encourage us to be just as healthy and as beautiful as we are. So with that being said, I love you guys and take care of one another. Remember, I told you in the first episode, check on your strong friends because we struggle too. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.